This is Rugby Merlin and welcome back to the channel. So the Irish team has been announced and I gotta admit I'm sweating a little bit. The Welsh boys are going over there and FARRELL has not pulled any punches. He's announced a very strong team, and this video is entitled Fully Loaded because the Irish team is absolutely stock full of great players, and yeah, it's by far and away their first team. So not many surprises in the announcement, apart from two, FARRELL and a new boy on the block, Ollie Jaeger, who's recently made his mark on the Irish provincial rugby scene, and then he's instantly brought into the Ireland camp. So I'll talk about them a little bit later on, but first of all, let's get into the actual team. So I'm just going to run through the team selection. It's, as I say, a very strong team. You've got Porter, Sheehan and Furlong in the front row. Up against a pretty inexperienced Welsh front row, but that's going to be epic to see how that goes. McCarthy and Byrne in the second row. Oof. And they played so well together in Marseille there, against the French. Let's see if they can reignite that partnership, because I think that's important going forward to see how they go together. Back row is very settled. You've got Omani as captain, Van der Fleer and Doris. Again, that's going to be a good contest, I think. I like Rafael, even though I wasn't his biggest fan. He's played well as Six Nations so far, and he's going to have a big game. Alex Mann, he seems to be in the right place at the right time. So, and he's part of the Snakes, so my hometown team. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the back row contest too. Then you got Gibson Park and Crowley. Now Crowley, I'm glad that he's in at 10. I think he deserves to be. He wants to make that position his own, and he's done so far. So he had to have another crack at 10, I think. And then Aki and Henshaw, it doesn't get much better for Wales. Aki and Henshaw are in the midfield. So, you know, I really think these Irish players, and I haven't even got to the rest of the players, but they're going to be chomping at the bit to have a good game, because they got the England, I think, away next. And they're all going to want to play in that one. So that's going to be cracking to see. But they're going to be really up for it, I think. Lowe, Nash and FARRELL, back three. So that's the Irish team, and a very strong team. FARRELL is a very smart coach, but I think he's handled the Six Nations really well. He's able to sprinkle in like new debutants and people in. Of course, injuries plays a part in that, but I think he's done really well in terms of mixing experienced boys with the youngsters and the new caps. And FARRELL and the Ollie Jaeger at the tight end on the bench. Like, it's a luxury that a lot of teams don't have at the moment, and I think FARRELL is making the most of it. So on the bench, you have Kelleher, Healy and Ollie Jaeger, tight end. We'll talk about him a bit more later on. Then Ryan Baird and Conan. Oof, they're going to be able to do some damage later on in the game, I feel. They'd all really want to get their place back in the starting 15, and yeah, they're all worthy of it, to be honest with you. So three great forwards to bring on later in the game, and then they're going to with a 6-2 split again. Now on to the two new boys, FARRELL and Ollie Jaeger. So first of all, FARRELL is, you know, I'm really pleased for him in terms of, like, he's getting a start for Ireland. He he was kind of falling into that utility back bench kind of player. So it's nice to see him get a start. I know his preferred position is 10, outside half at Leinster, but maybe now he should think about switching position. I'm not sure. It's a tough call, but I think he should definitely consider it, like, you know, because Ireland have a lot of strength and depth in a lot of positions. But fullback, there are a couple of boys in Munster, I've been told reliably, that can fill the position. But definitely he's been in and around that squad now, so he may be thinking like, okay, if this is where I'm going to make it, like, let me go for it. He's got all the skills, maybe to bulk up a little bit. His positional and tactical nous is, well, we're going to see, but it seems to be there if he's playing a 10. So, yeah, I hope he has a great game. And then we have the guy on the bench, Ollie Jaeger. He has a very, very interesting story. A guy who's playing in New Zealand for a while, and he's recently come over to Munster, and yeah, he looks real good. He's a real big boy. He's like 6'4", and I think he played in the back row, second row, a lot of different positions, but finally settled on tight head prop for some reason. You know, and I think part of the reason is his family is very interested in water polo, and I don't know if you know, but that's one of the most brutal sports you can possibly play, and you have to have like a spine of steel to play that. And his dad was a water polo coach for the Dutch, and I think I think Ollie might have actually played for the Holland water polo side. So he's obviously got a spine of steel. He's a tough old nut and a big lump. So I think he could be a real asset for the Irish team. And no doubt that's why he's come over. They tempted him over from New Zealand. He's playing for the Crusaders. And he won like 4 or 5 titles. I think he was there for like 4 or 5 years, something like that. But he's been in New Zealand for the majority of his adult life, and he's made the commitment now to Ireland, and I think it's a real asset for them. He's 28 years old, which is not that old really for a prop. Prop is like dog years. So Tag is a little bit ahead of him. I think he's like 31, but yeah, I think a real nice player to have as backup for the props that they already have in the squad. And I'm hoping he'll go well, and I think he will. I think he'll do a great job, and particularly against this Welsh inexperienced front row. But yeah, overall, a very, very strong team, and yeah, I think FARRELL is very aware. The Gatland smells an opportunity to get a little bit of a, not an upset, but just to put the, you know, put the fear in the Irish a little bit. And he's picked one of the strongest squads that I've seen from Ireland for a while, at least since the French match. So yeah, let me know what you think of the team selection, and yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.